This is the demo for Solar Expanse, which I will also do my best to learn here in front of you, but looked interesting. Yeah, Soul X, huh? Is our company. I get it. Do you get it? Right. Starting research, improved reusable rockets, and Hydrolox engines. Hydrolox is a rocket fuel, and that's the one that's, you can make from stuff you find on planetary surfaces. You just need to electrolyze. Water, ice. We with NASA. That even has kind of a rendering of the NASA meatball logo. Nuclear power and propulsion. Nuclear propulsion, hell yes. And hydrogen production. Okay. Let's skip the noise. There we go. Hopefully you can hear the music now. ESA, which has electricity. The Chinese Space Agency, or Russia. Of course, we have to do NASA. Okay. Realistic solar system. Yeah. We're just on the demo. Early exploration 2020. Sure. And we're only competing against China. Sounds perfect. So this does have the real solar system in it, which I'm always looking for, and I always think is neat. Like Amalthea, like you can send stuff to Amalthea. How many people? The fact that it has all of the moons of the gas giants is neat. What does Jupiter have? Like 90 moons now or something? The complexity of our own solar system is amazing. But yeah, it's you like putting together these ships. We'll see. Okay, we'll get there. Oh boy, that's art, huh? Okay. You can tell this is not made in the United States when they put the $sign after the number. So, deliver space telescope from Earth to Earth orbit. Yeah, NASA does that sometimes. And observe Luna. Let's take a look. Building spacecraft launch vehicles. Okay. Including fissiles. Yeah, uranium. Okay. Yeah, whaling. The Galilean moons of Jupiter are the big ones, and of course we're first seen by a guy with a refracting telescope. There's so many. Some asteroids have moons. Do people know that? That they have other asteroids just orbiting around them? Neat. Okay. Sparrow. You've been planning missions here. It does not give me a next step, but okay, it's glowing. Plan missions. Our first destination is Earth orbit. Let's type or choose it in destination box. Yeah, sure. Oh my goodness. Look at all the asteroids and comets! Ceres, Pallas, Juno, and Vesta, the big four. Go to Pluto. Nice. Okay, so. Yeah, gravity is weird. Okay. Did I not type it correctly? Oh, Earth orbit is in square brackets. Okay. Yeah, big four are the big four in the asteroid belt, with Ceres being the only one that's classified as a dwarf planet. And if you look at an actual picture of Ceres, It's a sphere. Like, it's not a planet because it can't clear out its orbit, but it's a sphere. Okay. Orbital payload container, yeah, sure. Add modules. Yep, space telescope, okay. Yeah, okay. Launch vehicle, sure. Yeah. Pluto is a dwarf planet. A summary of the mission length and its cost, so... Yeah, it takes a day to get into orbit. Yes, this is... Oh, let me update the thing on Twitch. Great, yes, Solar Expanse. And its cost. Cost, I guess, just means the, No, because the game has money. So... Summary of the mission length and its cost. I do not see a cost listed here, but whatever. Let's go. Speed up time and wait. Okay. The exploration panel. The game does have some exploration in it. Okay. Now we observe Luna. Luna is the more science name for our moon. Okay, and this reveals resources there with our little Hubble-looking space telescope. Cool. And men in suits shake hands. Spacecraft construction. The iris. Is that the iris? Okay. Now we speed up time, wait for construction to finish. I think it has the Aurora Borealis. Does it have the Aurora Australis? It does. Okay. I don't know Solar 2, and Wayland, you should be okay to post a link. Just make it not a bad link. Modules and facilities, the construction menu. Okay. Facilities and modules. Here it calls it modules and facilities, that's okay. A probe. Oh, probe here means a vehicle that... Okay. Like a vehicle that drives around. Alright, let's wait for it to finish, like we do. I'm sorry, can I just... Okay, so I commented that this game does have Amalthea. It does not have the other interior moons. So it has Amalthea, it doesn't have Adastria or anything. Interesting. Okay. Saturn. Yeah, it's more moons than Jupiter? That's... Okay. Including Hyperion, which is not round. It's a tiny little guy. Pluto only has Charon. Wonder why that is. Because Mars has both of its little rocks. Okay. Back to Earth. So I think a big part of this game is when you're developing the resources, gathering resources on other planets, and then using them to assemble stuff that isn't at the bottom of a 1G gravity well. Press and hold the left mouse button on the module icon and move it. Anywhere in particular? Drop it on the destination. The moon. Okay. It's a hell of a spacecraft. Very greatly in thrust and efficiency, with some being able to launch from lower gravity worlds. Space trucks. Light and cheap. Yeah, probe is connected. And we launch with the Sparrow. Is that basically supposed to be, what's the name of the Blue Origin? Is that like a new Glen? Okay, well. Wasting time, launch as soon as possible. Cool. Oh, and this is where those objects are going to be in that time. Okay. Wait, what does that say? Jupiter brakes? Oh, Trojans! Yes, yes, yes. So if you aren't familiar, that if you have two gravitational bodies, there are 5 places where they will have... It's a thing. But yeah, the Trojan 4 and Trojan 5 on Jupiter are full of rocks. Yeah, that's them. Okay, speed up time. I'm speeding. Yeah, Lagrange points, right. Waylene, I'll have to look at your video later. Okay. We put a probe on the moon, huh? Awesome. And it's time for a grand return to the moon. Hard to imagine that happening. But, Pilter Creole. We gotta get some people up there first. Let's see. Research, Stratos, construct. Okay. So is the Stratos just a larger version of the Sparrow, I'm gonna guess? Research tab. Here we go, a research tree. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, look at that. All right. $60 days to research the Stratos, powerful upper stage. Okay, independent operation, so it's not just a launch vehicle. So, right. The launch vehicle would be the Sparrow, and then we put the Stratos on top of it. Okay. Research. 60 days, huh? Alright. How's it going, space? Yeah, Terra Invicta I have tried, and I'm not convinced I have much that's streamable from it yet. It's been a couple months away. I'll go back to it soon. Okay. Yeah, so now we do a... Right, we construct a spacecraft, so... Ice extractor... Not one of those, is it? Spacecraft. Kratos. There we go. It's not a facility or a module. A probe is a facility or module, even though it moves around. Okay. Get this. Oh, we only need the one. gonna take 180 days. All right. And then we'll also want a launch vehicle for it. The Stratos. How big is the Stratos? 100 tons. The Sparrow only takes 10 tons. The Falcon, okay, 42. The Eagle, which is basically an SLS, looks like. All right. I guess that means we need the Eagle. Okay. All right. One of these takes, yeah, half a year, huh? Okay. Boop. Found water on Mars. I don't think we told it to observe Mars. I think it's observing Luna, but whatever. It looks like Luna has fuel. Okay. But yeah, deposits of water, so presumably we're going to the Shackleton crater or something. Alright, neat. Stratos constructed. Awesome. Okay, so. Are we still waiting on the Eagle? Yes. Oh, we also want the crew compartment. Let's get that. So, clicking on the planet gives you the construction menu. And emissions. Compartment. This is 10 days. 10 days to put together a space capsule is not fucking bad. Alright. I did it, yeah? It's going? Yes, it's going. Okay. Nifty. And we're waiting for the big guy to finish. Why am I... Do it faster. Alright. We are ready. Plan a mission. So... I'm gonna go to Luna. Luna 3, awesome. Stratos is the actual spacecraft. Huh? Oh, do we have 2 of them? That's fine. Or does it take 2 people? Oh no, we can't take... Or whatever. That's good. We get the SLS. Oh, and people need food, oxygen, and water. Who'd have thunk? Okay. Let's do that. It'll take him a week to get to the moon. Now, I selected Luna and not lunar orbit, so does that mean we're putting the capsule right on the lunar surface? Let's see. Oop. Oh. That was it, wasn't it? Our crew has landed on Luna! Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's that far side we got pictures of a couple weeks ago. Okay. Alright, so on the moon we have that probe and we have the crew compartment. Yeah, interesting. And they brought the Stratos reusable upper stage all the way to lunar surface with them. Nice. That is a lot of fuel to move back and forth. Okay. Back to Earth. Mission Earth 1 is what we call when we launch it from the moon. Okay, Stratos. Yeah. And... crew compartment? Good. Okay, so we don't need a launch vehicle because a spacecraft is sufficient for... okay. yeah, so that thing... right. Has a little bit of fuel left, but that's enough to get from the moon. Okay. Cool. And there they are. So easy to land on the moon and come back. Why is it so difficult for NASA to get this stuff done? 10 days to build a capsule. 50. Okay, so let's look at the research again. Is this just time spent? It doesn't cost resources to research stuff? Terraforming, huh? Ooh, okay. Risk management meetings. Yeah, cost overrun. Okay. We are NASA, so we did start with nuclear power and nuclear propulsion. Yes. I really think we should be doing more with nuclear propulsion in real life for spacecraft, but if we're moving heavy stuff, like humans, computing, what does this do for us? Yeah. Oh, we don't have hull thrusters yet, really? And there's magnetoplasma dynamic, okay. So yeah, using ion propulsion allows you to get a lot of thrust ultimately out of a thing, although the actual thrust is very slow. So you're only losing a little bit of fuel, but like doing a maneuver takes days, but it's much more efficient for the fuel you take. So if you're going to another planet or something like that, a lot of the time, our craft now, yeah, you're using some kind of ion, some kind of Hall effect. By my understanding. Oh, nuclear power. What? It's 2020 and we don't detect exoplanets yet? Interesting. So does that mean we can go to other systems? That's cool. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, nuclear power has other applications. And our sat is at the solar. Yeah, okay. They have a reusable launch vehicle? Falcon, huh? Called the Falcon. Okay, so I think the question becomes, how much fuel does it take us to get to Mars? So let's see. We could take a Stratos, sure. Yeah, so the Eagle does not provide enough fuel for that. Or is that just that it's filling up? Well, this only wants us to put a probe on Mars, so we can go back to that. Our only existing probe is on the moon, isn't it? Okay, that's not a probe. Wait for that to finish. be another 2.5 months to refuel this huge rocket, huh? Okay. Yeah, I knew there's a thorium reactor here in Washington State, I believe, that they experimented with and then didn't proceed further on. 68 days, so that's going to be June and change. Okay. Yeah, the Fast Flux Test Facility, I think it was called. Interesting. Okay, let's see if we have this together now. Yeah, and interplanetary transfers, right. So you have to kind of wait until you're at the right part of the orbit. This is neat that it takes all this into effect. Oh, interesting. And then it's portraying it. Huh. Okay. Right, so this is launch, and then this is arrival? Yeah, okay. So if we go down here, it takes more fuel because we're going much faster. And then, so if we try to go like, I don't know, like this, 10 billion tons. Down here, 700 kilotons, still too much. Okay. What is this little... Is this the moon doing something with us? Interesting. Okay. 3.73 kilotons, and let's see how soon we can launch the damn thing. Cool. So start date, May 17th, 2022. That's a year. Okay. Yeah, fastest, they get there 6 months apart. They leave a few weeks apart. What makes it optimal then? That's fastest. Cool. Scheduled for a year. All right, I guess we smoke a bowl. And yeah, we were talking about the Orion drive. Oh, I should do more research also. You get the super heavy. Yeah, the Orion drive is the old idea where you would have a spacecraft that's continually losing, like it releases nuclear weapons behind it that then detonate and provide propulsion to the craft. I think that's basically what they use in Three-Body Problem. Yeah? Hey, it's there! Awesome! Okay. So we have our probe on the moon. And now it can find stuff. Oh, because I didn't reconstruct these. Okay, and I did it with a Stratos. Yeah, I'm not bringing the probe back, so I don't give a shit. Let's bring that Stratos back. No cargo. Can you do it? 148 tons? Nope. Does not have that much fuel. Okay. So we go back to Earth. And we also want to construct this guy. The actual Falcon. Yeah, okay. And then also Iris. And that should get us the Explore Mars thing, even though we already did the exploration part. Yeah, optimal due to resources, but it seemed like it was spending the same amount of fuel, so I don't... I got it, yeah. Okay, so what's the other one? Orbital construction. Okay, so... in that case, we're probably going to want to actually make some orbital construction. No. No. Orbital construction, which is distinct from construction equipment. Okay. And then we're delivering materials, polymers, alloys, electronics. And then eventually making an orbital shipyard. Okay. And this... I just hit it twice, of course. It's doing 2 of those now, isn't it? Where is that in the menu? Gotta see, do you have the... Yes! The hexagons! Saturn actually does have big, weird, magnetic hexagons on its poles. Look up pictures, they're neat. Yeah, Arrow, the entire idea of just putting a giant mass in orbit and then having it fall doesn't make any sense. It spends way more fuel to actually put it into orbit than it does to actually just launch something from the Earth. And even then, if you want to launch something just a big mass, you just launch it. Putting it into orbit makes it cost even more fuel. And then it sits up there where everybody can see it. Okay. Let's get another mission going then. So. To Earth orbit. Spacecraft. Yeah, we only need the cargo container. I did build 2 orbital constructions. Okay, so just 1 launch vehicle. We don't need the full Eagle. This is a month? Okay. So if I were to build another one of these, or just a Sparrow. Month and a half? Let's get it, but yeah, okay. Yeah, remember, putting something in orbit costs way more fuel than just launching it from spot to spot on the ground. It also makes it visible to everybody. If that's useful for your weapon system, I don't know what weapon that is. Okay, get the Falcon done. All right, let's get that mission. orbit, payload container, construction. Oh, the Sparrow's not enough. Wait, can't lift the payload. Wait, why do we need... Oh, because the orbital construction is 50 tons. The Falcon only takes 42. Okay, so we do need the full Eagle. All right, okay. So did it go? Start date July 9th. Okay. Oop. And we still don't have the iris built? Right? No, there it is. Okay, awesome. A whole 1.2 million. That might cut some of the lawns at NASA. Unlock contract gravitational slingshot. Oh, okay. It teaches how to do the gravitational slingshot where you go to one planet and then you do your thruster while you're in a close orbit of it to then, yeah, adjust. That's neat. Okay. Okay. So we have the orbital construction delivered to Earth orbit. Now we need to move up 225 tons of various materials. Yeah, the Eagle is a reusable super heavy class, so it's going to be another month and a half to get back, but then we should be good. So let's go ahead and do that mission. Oh, see you, Recal. Earth orbit. Okay. Electronics is 25. And we need to do 50 of polymer. Good. And 150 of alloys. And that will be the Eagle again, because it's a fair bit. Okay, October 16th. Gotcha. Do it. Then the one after that to prepare for human landing on Mars, which is delivering stuff to basically actually build a base there. Okay, cool. Okay, so we have orbital construction, now we have a bunch of resources there. So, we'll go to orbit. Yeah, we have our telescope. Oop. And we have the orbital construction. So, now we construct the actual shipyard, it calls it. 150 days. Can I look at this? Is this... No? Okay, so that doesn't have a visual presence, because I looked at the space telescope earlier. Alright, we'll see. Found water on Ceres? Got it. Okay. Setting up a base on the moon to launch stuff from there. Moon base alpha. Okay. It's your birthday? Happy birthday! Alright. This is... It seems like it'll get interesting when, like, you actually have a big, basically, economy going. So when we are actually running, like, facilities on at least 3 and maybe more like a dozen different bodies and moving things back and forth. The fact that it's all then reduced to these individual missions is kind of... Not sure I see how that will make sense at the higher level when you get into the later game, but I'm curious. And this is still the demo. I haven't paid any money for this yet, so all of this stuff is still the demo. The demo must go for a while then. Plan mission with Celine. Okay, okay. Oop. Aegea, huh? Okay. That said, I think this is basically all the gameplay that we're going to see for the moment, so we can go ahead and move on to the third game. But yeah, this is interesting, and I will come back to this. Yep, Solar Expanse, one I found on Steam poking around, because it recommends space games to me for some reason. Alright.